Hey Fit Fam, it's Coach Rye from Team Flex. Today we're going to look at the Emerald Cup Masters Bikini Pro. We're going to look at our Masters 40 Plus class. We're going to go over the criteria bit. We're going to talk about the placings, why they landed the way they did, and what it means for you as a competitor out there. No matter your level, no matter if you're a Masters or not, but especially for the Masters watching this, stuff you want to know to be able to do your best on stage. And that's exactly what we do on this channel 24/7. So if you're new here, please make sure you subscribe, give me that thumbs up, and tell me in the comments any other events you want me to cover, because we cover these all the time. All right, let's get to business. So we got in first place Cheryl in here. We got Carrie taking second, and we got Candace over here taking third. And we're gonna look more at our ladies down the line here, our fourth and fifth, when we get to that point. For now, we're gonna look at this top three. Okay, so right out the gate, all the basics of bikini remain the same, which is our hourglass shape. You gotta have that upper body kind of pulling out and pulling, you know, that base, the upper base, the top of the hourglass, if you will. Gotta have that width, and then you wanna see that taper into the narrow waist. And all these ladies really do have that, exemplify that look, that tapered look, and then you want to see it widen back out into our lower body. Okay, so this is what we talk about in bikini being the foundation of everything, is the hourglass shape, and that is a very poorly drawn hourglass, but you know what, you guys get the gist. Okay, every single athlete here in our top three exemplifies it, and if you want to be a bikini competitor, you better damn hope that you do too, otherwise it can be very hard to compete and do well. All right, hourglass is everything. Now, with that, we see very, very similar looks here. A lot of similarities in these physiques, but also a lot of blatant differences. So let's talk about them. Okay, so Sherilyn, she's got really good shape to the shoulder. Nice pop here, and it almost looks like, you know, it could be getting in the point where, wow, that looks a little bit, you know, big, a little too big. No, it doesn't actually. On her frame and on her physique, fits great. You want to have that roundness and kind of that shape. That's really what pulls that out and creates your width of the upper body, that hourglass shape. You need to have that, okay? And that tapers her really well into her waist, which I think, you know, her waist is pretty much nailed perfectly. This kind of oblique line right here, flat in the abs, everything comes together really good. So that's a really nice upper body look for her. Now in this shot, you know, her glute's got the shadow on it, but you can still see definitely a lot of good upper glute shape, good overall shape, good matching with the hamstrings, good matching with the quads. So very, very symmetrical. Most kind of symmetrical physique in that lineup there overall, I would say, for sure. Okay, Carrie to me looks a little bit more up and down. You know, she's looking a little bit more square, if you will, not as dramatic of a taper in her midsection. I think she could improve that there, and also could get a little bit more pop out of her shoulders. She does have size there, but it could pop a lot more, I think, in my opinion, and I think that would help her a lot. Her conditioning also looks a little bit too hard, I think, in my opinion. She's got, you know, this kind of separation going here and this and that, and her abs almost kind of pulling in this sense where, you know, she's probably chasing that look, almost trying to bring her waist in a bit, but it is almost too conditioned of a look. We're getting a lot of rib pop and everything here, and I think that could be a factor. Keep in mind, this is our second place winner at a pro bikini event, so, you know, all these ladies do exemplify this criteria very well. However, that would be some of what I can see here that I think would be a factor. And looking over here at Candace, okay, so Candace, she looks to me actually kind of the opposite, right? So her upper body looks disproportionately downsized, in my opinion, right? She's got the shoulder popping and everything here. The framework's all still there. Her midsection is good. Her lower body looks very dominant, though, you know, like quote unquote heavy in the lower body is what we kind of call it sometimes on competitors. When you see that, she looks like she's got too much dominance down here, and her lower body looks a little bit, you know, disproportionately off condition, I would say. It looks softer than her upper body. So a little bit of that factoring in can definitely play the fact that it's not as symmetrical as it could be, and thus, you know, placings can be different. So she's taken third here. Now let's look from the back, because we always talk about everything being one from the back, and some blatant differences here, and that's really what we get to see, is a lot of differences happening. So remember, we were talking about Sherilyn showing that shape. She's got it here in the back. You can still see that good taper. Her glutes are very much so, though, the most developed on stage, right? Like, we're getting the most 3D effect, the most pop out of them. Upper glute shape solid, overall glute shape solid. This glute tie-in is nailed perfectly. conditioning wise and size wise, and it matches really well with the rest of her lower body. Not getting too much out of the hamstrings, not getting too much out of the quads in this back pose. Perfect, right? She nailed it. So no wonder she's winning. And then we look over here at Carrie. Carrie's, again, you know, she needs a little bit more size in the shoulders, definitely. In the back pose, really losing her shoulders a lot. She's still got a good taper, but, you know, it's a little bit more squared out, like I mentioned, in the front. And her glutes here, she's pulling together the markers. Like we can see there's upper glute, overall glute fullness, but she's just not getting that pop effect, same as Sherilyn at all. So I would say, you know, she kind of needs to work on that. And her quads definitely do look over dominant in this back post to me. Like I could see that quad sweep. It's something I'm normally talking about in my wellness videos. It's very rare to see a bikini competitor, you know, that's got sweeping quads from the back and have them be placing winning competitions. It just doesn't happen a lot. So that's more of a wellness look, and that can be an indicator again to judges that you have over dominant quads at that point in bikini division, which is not ideal. Okay, and then looking over here, you know, at Candace. Candace is coming together with some shoulder size. She's got a little bit of that pop. It's definitely downsized compared to her lower body. And the real take-home thing for her, conditioning is off in the lower body, right? Her lower body just looks much softer, not getting nearly as much separation out of any of these muscle groups. It just looks definitely to be a softer look for her, okay? So these are all my opinions, by the way, you guys. This is just me making my channel. If you're new here, please make sure you subscribe, hang out with me. We compare it all the time, and people are enjoying it. People are getting a lot out of it. I appreciate you guys' comments anytime you have time to make one, okay? Now, let's take a look at our 4th and 5th in this now. So we have over here in 4th place, Marissa, okay? And then we have over here in 5th, Maria. And these are now our 4th and 5th ladies compared to, obviously, Sherilyn, our winner, which I think you get to really see a lot more of just where judges are really heading with everything and how it makes sense to you as a competitor out there, no matter what level you are doing this at or what you're trying to do, okay? So what we can see here is talking about some new physiques. So Marissa comes in very conditioned. She's got a lot of good size in the upper body. She's got a lot of good taper here in the waist. Glutes are, you know, in my opinion, clearly need more development here. You cannot really see that good match between the upper and lower as much here. She's very conditioned, very lean. I think that also could hurt her in a sense, a little bit too of a lean of a look in my opinion, but mainly going to be more the muscle at that point that has kind of not become symmetrical enough. Like her hamstrings look to be overpowering her glutes, her quads look to be overpowering her glutes, her shoulders kind of look like they're overpowering the glutes, okay? So that could be an indicator she needs some more size there to work on that shape. Now, Maria over here, she's got a lot of muscle, almost the opposite effect in a way, but very, very, very lean, okay? Like she's definitely very conditioned. And this is getting into the point where you're getting to like that look that judges definitely don't want to see as much in bikini, which is going to be that striations, the kind of graininess, if you will, of the muscles and the deep cuts. She's kind of getting there. So I think she needs actually some more muscle up top, kind of more muscle into the glutes for sure, reshaping from the quads and the hamstrings to match all that better, but really to soften up conditioning as well. So that's definitely also a factor for her. And we look from the back, we can see all these things I just said, you know, become more exemplified. Sherilyn just really pulls together that look, glutes pop, everything looks like it matches just right. We got Marissa over here. You can tell now, especially the glutes, they need to come up more. They're not getting that pop at all. We're getting, you know, definitely not as much as that 3D type effect as we are from Sherilyn, and that makes a big difference. And then over here, obviously, we have Maria, very lean look, like we're seeing, you know, separation into her shoulders and her rear delts and her triceps and everything, and even her hamstrings and everything start to look a bit grainy. So overall for her, she needs to work on that kind of rebalancing and, you know, kind of soften up the look a bit, in my opinion, okay? And so that's what I would say to anybody out there who's trying to be a bikini competitor and continuing to get better. Focus on your hourglass. Focus on bringing that muscle. Focus on that condition. Don't overdo it. Don't be overdoing it. And if you need help learning how to train like a bikini competitor, this is what we do. This is what I do, aside from sit here and make videos for all you guys, is I coach, okay? We coach bikini competitors. We coach all levels. And basically, we offer a free trial. There's no reason not to do it. You just go to my website. You put your email in. You get an invite to try it on my awesome coaching platform. Get to work with me or one of my coaches free for 7 days. There's no obligation. You never put payment info in. You don't have to continue. It's not a fucking scam. Sorry for the French, but gotta say it, you can come in there and check it out anytime, and that's on our website. We put the link in the bio, and I strongly encourage you guys to do that, because if you get anything out of these videos, you're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Wait till you see what Coach Kai or Coach Rai can do in real life. All right, so I hope to see you on the other side, but otherwise, let me know what you think of the Emerald Cup. Also, there are other women's bikini divisions. There's a 55, I think, a 50 or 55, or both, actually, a 50 and a 55 plus that I did not review yet, that I don't know if I'm going to review. But if you comment down in the comments that you want to see those, let me know, and I will dive into those next, okay? Thank you guys for watching. Coach Rai is out.